go. So today I'm going to tell you how you can ask your favorite YouTubers or, content creators in general to caption their videos. It's one of the most asked questions that I get. I get messages on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook asking, and so firstly, I actually wrote an article about this on Medium because I wasn't able to get this kind of video up yet. So if you want that, I'll have the link down below. So one of the things that you can do that will probably be the most effective, I think, maybe, is contacting them on social media. So if they got Facebook, they got Twitter, you got YouTube comments, leave them a comment, a DM, tweet, whatever, simply asking them to caption their videos. Sometimes they may answer, sometimes they may not. If they don't answer, or if, they don't actually do any sort of captioning, feel free to leave another comment. Don't do it like every single day, every single hour. Basically, don't spam them because they're probably gonna get annoyed by it, and then when that happens, they don't really want to do anything. But if it's been a couple of months, a month, give it like 2 months at the very least, send them again. Another thing is, send them an email. Most of the time, YouTubers have their business emails up. It might go to them personally, or it might go to their manager first. But captions are a business thing. They're a part of accessibility. They're a part of YouTube. YouTube is business, so it's more than justified. Don't send people fan mail to their business emails, but send them emails about captioning because it's a business move. So with that, a lot of people have asked me if there's any template that I can give them so they can just send that to YouTubers. The thing is, okay, I used to have one, but then I took it off. The thing is, everyone is different, and it just feels weird sending a copy and paste email. My reasons for needing captions as a deaf person is not going to be the same as a hearing person who probably doesn't need or use captions. It's just, it wouldn't make sense. So really, the email should come from you personally. But instead of a full template, I can give you a couple of tips and some general things to add in there that's like facts. But before I do that, one other thing that you can do that I like to do a lot is send them a letter. Like an actual letter with a real piece of paper and an envelope. A lot of YouTubers have P.O. boxes, so you can find them either in the description box or in their about page. Send them a letter. Obviously, this is going to be one of the more tedious things to do because, one, you have to actually write it out or type it out if you want. And you have to, buy the supplies. Then you have to pay to ship it. But for me personally, I like doing that because in my head, I'm thinking, one, if you can cover all the bases in ways that they can be contacted, the more the merrier. The more they're told about it, the more it's going to hopefully stick to their brains and that they will consider adding captions to their videos. Also, emails are easy to skim through and delete really, really quickly. I know I've done it, but letters, you're holding it and then you actually have to I don't know. For me, there's something about, for at least the first 5 seconds, I'm paying more attention to a letter than I am an email. And I don't know. For me, it might be hard to explain, but for me, it's just the more the merrier. The more chances that I get to tell somebody about captions and the importance of them, the more chances that, or more of a chance that they will actually do the thing. Does it always work? No. But I have been successful in some ways. Thank you, Chris Ballinger. Thank you. So now that I've covered the fact that you can send an email and a letter, what do you say? Because again, I don't want to give a template because it's too copy and paste. And my reasons are going to be different than your reasons. You might not really have any reasons at all, So here are just a little bit of facts or comments that work for everybody. One, mention that captions are for deaf people, people learning whatever language the captions might be in as a new language, people who have auditory processing disorder, and you can use it when you're supposed to be sleeping. So say it's a school night, and you really want to watch that new episode of, I don't know, insert famous show here that's currently airing, you gotta sleep. But if your parents hear that, you're gonna get in trouble. you can turn on the captions and mute the show. Or if you're at the age where you can do whatever you want, but you might live with roommates, right? And maybe they have to get up at 5 in the morning because they gotta go to work or they gotta go to school, they're in college, whatever. Captions are there so that you can mute the show and watch it and enjoy it, and you're not really disturbing anybody. 2, not only will captions help your audience, they will help you because they are a really good business move. SEO is gonna be like, ooh, give me that. But also, it's gonna help with the YouTube algorithm. And with the YouTube algorithm, it's annoying. Us YouTubers are annoyed by it, but the captions are gonna help get your videos in there and be more recommended. 3, well, you might come across some YouTubers that are really, really frugal. They don't really want to pay for captions because money. But the good news is that a website like Rev only costs $1 a minute. So for the YouTubers that make a lot of bank, they can afford captions, but if they don't want to go with the captioning services that are very expensive, Rev is there. $1 a minute. I understand a lot of people have issues with Rev because of the way things are run, but the fact of the matter is that they are currently the most accessible, and it's kind of like a bad thing, good thing. If you want to make content more accessible, sometimes you have to go with someone that you may not fully agree with. Unfortunately, that's just the way that is. Now, 4, say you come across a YouTuber that doesn't make a lot of bank, so say someone like me, or just other YouTubers that don't really get a whole lot of views. They might struggle because they don't have the time to caption their videos, but they really want to get it done. How can they do that? Community contribution. The thing is, if they use community contribution, make sure that they know that a lot of the time people like to abuse them. Of course, this really just depends on the YouTuber. You can tell which YouTuber has an audience that likes to troll, and then you can tell which YouTubers have audiences that have that respect for accessibility and audience. So just make sure to tell them that they should review all the files that they get. Make sure there's no trolling, commentary, useless commentaries, jokes, whatever. Make sure they're not pulling a Laura Lee who makes a video, an apology video, and, the audience starts putting in really ridiculous captions. Don't pull a Laura Lee. Well, it's not Laura Lee's fault, it's the audience's fault, but don't let them do that. Community contribution can be a really good thing, but it can also be a really bad thing, so make sure to take the steps needed to make it a good thing. If you are writing an email, I do have my 3 ways to caption your videos video that I made 2 years ago at the YouTube space. It's the most recent video that I have that gives you the basics of everything that you can do. So send them that so that way it's already there and they don't have to go searching. It's already there. So it's less steps that they have to take. Less steps means that they will be more likely to look into it. I also have my closed captioning awareness playlist, so after you link that video on its own, you can add an extra sentence that says something like, after this video, if you want to learn more, check out this playlist because it has everything else on it. And lastly, now that all the general works for everybody kind of facts are out of the way, if you have a personal story, add that in. If you are a deaf person that needs them, add that in. If you are a hearing person with auditory processing disorder, or you just need captions, or maybe your best friend is deaf, your mother, your brother, whoever, they need captions, to get at their heartstrings a little, make them a little emotional, add that in there. But the thing is, don't make it like a really, really, really long email. People don't like to read really long emails. It's just time consuming. So try to keep it short, about 3 paragraphs. I would say a paragraph is 3 to 5 sentences. So, that is something that I learned from my friend Francesca when we were sending out emails. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Again, I will have my article that I wrote that's a little more detailed in the description box and in the pinned comment below. No more caption shirts are out through September 21st, so if you have not gotten one and would like one, or if you need a hoodie now, a sweater now that it's getting colder soon up in this area of the world, there you go. And if you haven't, please consider supporting on Patreon. It's a great way to support your favorite YouTubers and their work. You get perks like music playlists and written content that you won't see anywhere else, and I will see you later. Bye.